this is just a general read. And again, take it as it resonates. If it's not your story, don't worry about it. Catch it on the next one. But I would say for sure, some of you may be moving into this energy. Some of you may be just leaving this energy, and others, like I say, maybe sort of just in the throes of it right at this time. But regardless, this is actually for the month of April. But we're so close to it right now. We are still wrapping up March. But either way, this is for the month of April 2025. Good things for Leo. Okay, well, starting off, I'm going to read all the general ones here. You have some amazing cards to start out. Nine of Cups, definitely wish fulfillment, something really good and positive that's coming in your way at the beginning of the month, I would suspect. And then we also have the Star card. There's a definite healing. That's our major arcana. So that's where I feel like there's a significant shift in your world. We also have the Five of Pentacles, which does indicate that there could be a sense of lack or there's been some, issues around money, that kind of thing. But either way, we'll develop it as we go along with the clarifiers. And the High Priestess, kind of the all queens energy, everything, sort of a mystery coming off as a mystery. And you may be very well in that space this month where you're not really coming off as someone who's, usually quite gregarious, which you generally tend to be, very outgoing and social, but somehow this is kind of a level of mystery or an element of quiet, um, that, coming off as a little bit more demure or a little more sultry, or again, for man, it would be, just coming off a little bit more mystique about you. So either way, I feel like this combination is really kind of a rich kind of combination of, practical, emotional, and some spiritual elements. Definitely hints of transformation, and definitely, even though there could be some challenges ahead, I'm going to break it down here. Let's start off with the Knight of Cups, which is amazing. So, as I mentioned, the Knight of Cups is that card of fulfillments, our desires being met, it's satisfaction. It's approaching a period of happiness where you're just about to achieve something. So, again, you've worked hard for it or there's some investment there. But when I see it clarified with the Seven of Cups, that is also an indicator that you could have a lot more options here that are available to you. So, something that you wished for, something that it's indicating that this is around some of your dreams potentially, but it could be that you're presented with more potential paths here as well that may not be as fulfilling. So just be careful about what you choose. But again, it does indicate that there's something on the horizon for you where you might have had some confusion as well. We also have you holding on to something here with the Four of Pentacles. So the Four of Pentacles points to a focus of you having to, hold back on your resources. There's a little bit more of a possessiveness around your finances or your security. So I feel like there would be a need to reflect on, why you're sort of clinging on to that feeling of possibly losing something. But we have it with the Page of Cups. So the Page of Cups is a card that indicates there's more emotional aspects to something. So I feel like you're opening up. So from that page, or from that that Four of Pentacles, it feels like that is where things were really constrained, and now you're starting to open up. There's more of still a sense of you holding on to the material or the emotional security of something, but there is more of an opening up to the heart or new possibilities or love or a connection or a message, something like that. Now we're going to move over to the Star card. So the Star card is also one that talks about healing, hope, optimism, sense of guidance, a period of recovery, things like that, where you've got a renewed sense of purpose in your emotional and physical challenges, whatever that is for you. You're starting to overcome those things. Now, it is followed up by the Seven of Swords. So there is, hi, Moose. Oh, I'm glad that's what you need. And definitely with the Seven of Swords, it does suggest that there is something that might still be hidden or a little deceptive in the mix here, but you just need to be careful of any dishonesty or avoidance of reality in some way here also. But there's so many good cards here that, despite the Four of Cups here also indicating emotional dissatisfaction or boredom, it feels like you feel like something is missing emotionally, and because of that, there's a sense of apathy. You've pulled back. And again, I feel like that's related around the healing aspect with the cards. It is falling under the healing area. So we also have the Five of Pentacles. It does indicate financial or emotional lack. So again, there's something here that talks about is experiencing or fearing, that there's going to be a financial struggle or that you're feeling a little bit more isolated than you have been. Oh, okay. No worries, Moose. Check it out later. I hope that yeah, you get a chance to come back. And the Six of Swords is what follows up here. So this tells me that there is going to be something along a transition. You're moving toward calmer waters. Things are starting to, to move in a better place. So again, there's more peace coming in for you in the month of April. Now, the final cards out were the High Priestess. Now, the High Priestess, as I mentioned before, is like an outcome that's not fully defined yet. It's not fully known. There is a tapping into one's, intuition and that hidden knowledge. Trust your instincts, all of that, and the inner voice. But it is also you coming to a deeper understanding of something. And I say that because it's followed up by the King of Swords. So it does feel like you are making better decisions. There's something of a truth that might be coming forward here for you. And again, you're applying that rational thinking and strategy to make the best choice. Now, the final card out is the Magician, and I'll give a time frame for some of this as well, even though I think there's a little bit of a gray area on that. But Magician is all about using your personal power to create your reality. So you're tapping into your potential, making something happen in this month. You're using your skills, your tools, all their talents, whatever it is that you have been building up that you possess currently, and you're making an impact on your world. So again, not only is this read impacting your relationships, with the Nine of Cups starting out, it does indicate potential for happiness, emotional fulfillment in relationships. And again, it did indicate that you had the Seven of Cups here. So there is still something here that kind of correlates around a bit of confusion around, maybe multiple relationships for some of you, but I would still say that romantic prospects, are here. So there's not all of them are fulfilling, however, because this is still a card of inviting something new and emotional in the connection here with the Page of Cups. But again, it does warn that there might be some deception or avoidance in an area here around emotional satisfaction. It's not something there is being avoided. Now, the star, as I mentioned, is still indicating that there is a sense of healing. So I definitely feel like you are getting some kind of Page of Cups indicates some kind of support here, a message or connection, love or emotional support. So I definitely feel like there is something here that's very promising and positive, despite the fact that there might be some deception or avoidance around an emotional area, because of that Seven of Swords that was there. But again, when we kind of flip back to the Five of Pentacles here as well, that also indicates a part, a point in your relationship where you haven't been feeling, that you've been connected. So again, with that also Six of Swords, that is also indicating some level of distance. So again, I feel like something is changing here because you're going toward a stronger level of peace. Trust your intuition, your relationships for sure, but be cautious of any kind of deceptive behaviors. Your important message for this month is to focus on your healing. There is, stay open to new emotional experiences. Don't be afraid to walk away from the things that kind of leave you feeling, empty and not in a good space. Definitely, as I said, for the advice. But either way, I just feel like you still have some financial worries here, or challenges. But again, you're moving away from that to a better financial situation. The Star and the Magician, in this whole read mean that you have the ability to turn your financial situation around, with the right focus, determination, and creativity. So don't hoard out of fear with the Four of Pentacles. Take a balanced approach to your finances. Be cautious. Don't overextend. Stay grounded. Use your skills, and then you'll be able to manifest your financial growth overall. But either way, like I said, Star, Magician, it's hope for growth and resources to manifest all of that. I feel like you're aligning yourself, moving into more of a healing and a peaceful period. And again, with the King of Swords out there, this is you getting more organized, clear communication, seeing the truth about matters. And you're just, as I said, you're in this space of, even though you're a little bit guarded right now, it's because you're still healing. So there's something, again, more rewarding because there's a new emotional experience coming through with this card. But again, there's a potential for healing in friendships, emotionally, and in relationships, that kind of thing. Just focus on your authentic connections at this time. Be open to new relationships, that kind of thing. And just to kind of recap with that High Priestess over here, we had the Magician, There we are. So, just to recap with the high priestess, it's a time of deeper spiritual understanding as well. Use that to your advantage because you are seeking inner truths. You are awakening to those truths. This is where you're starting to feel more of a spiritual awakening because of the star card aligning with the high priestess. So, there is something here that really emphasizes your power of manifestation and being able to have faith along your path. Now, time frame, I would say early April, you can expect more emotional clarity, more fulfillment in your relationships, but be aware of potential feeling unfulfilled at times. So it could be a little bit of an imbalance there. Mid April, there's going to be more of a healing because of that star card with the hope. That's more of that theme there with career and spiritual life. Still a period of recovery there, but you are facing your challenges in your financial situation. And with late April, I would say you can expect movement toward calmer waters. Again, because of the Six of Swords, that is where we had more around the career and finance area. Again, your intuition is very much heightened in this period. You're going to be making clearer decisions because of the King of Swords as well. But again, healing, emotional growth, new beginnings, and that potential confusion is really where the challenge still lays. But again, trust your intuition, focus on what you're manifesting, to get over those obstacles. So that's what I have for you for the month of April 2025. Keep moving forward and never give up. And we'll see you in the next read.